We'll find out why the fastest windsurfer in the world is determined to go even quicker.
Now, Zara Davis from North Somerset's the fastest woman windsurfer in the world. But this sportswoman from Clevedon is not content with that title. Oh, no.
No, this week she leaves for South Africa, where she'll attempt to become the first woman in history to break the 50-knot barrier. That's over 90 kilometres per hour.
Yes, last year she managed over 45 knots, but now she wants the big 50, and she's here in the studio to join us. To beat your own record, why?
You've always got to challenge yourself further, haven't you? Sell your best, and we didn't really have the wind last year that we'd hoped for, so, you know, the chance is there.
So is that why you think that you can do better this year? Is it partly going to be the weather conditions, or is there something about the way you're approaching it as well?
Yeah, both things. I think hopefully it'll be slightly windier, but also I've slightly changed my preparation this year. I've done a little less heavy lifting and a lot of suspension training to try and get my balance better, improve my core stability, and I've got slightly more security devices. I've got some Kevlar sports protection built into my wetsuit that I've got over from America. Somebody's very kindly provided me with a helmet, which not only will protect me, but hopefully a bit like cyclists might sort of help the wind go across my head a little bit better. And I shall be using a board. This is the winning board from last year, but I'll be using one a little bit like this, but maybe a little bit smaller.
Right. Let's just talk about that speed. I mean, what is it like actually being on there and going that fast?
It feels amazingly quick, and the reason it feels quick is because unlike being in a car when you're doing 55 miles an hour, you've got a box around you protecting you, and of course you're in the wind and you're only just above the surface that you're moving on, so in this case water. So if anybody's been on a jet ski on holiday or something like that, you know, you're probably on a jet ski only doing 25 mile an hour. It's really very different. It feels very quick.
We can see it there actually, even as you come round that corner, and at that speed it must make the water a bit like concrete really, so I'm not surprised you've got this extra protection.
Absolutely, and you can see how narrow the canal is.
Very.
The chances of landing in the blue bit's fairly unlikely.
And why is Namibia so perfect?
It's windy, and what's more, it's guaranteed windy in the right direction. Well, as guaranteed as anywhere in the right direction. You've got a very, very big hot desert, a very, very cold Southern Ocean, and the difference, and some low pressures. So the difference between those two things sucks air in. So we always know that the wind's going to be in pretty much the same direction, and about once a week it builds to somewhere around 50 knots.
And that's when you want it.
And that's where we want it.
Yeah.
Well, Zara, thank you very much. Well, just a reminder, there's just 2 days left to nominate your Sporting Unsung Hero in the West for 2013. Now, it's an award that highlights the work done by people who give their time for free to help others take part in sport. Yeah,
and actually, Zara, I know that you're a mentor, but perhaps I can ask you, do you have somebody who is
I do, actually. I do a lot of different training, running, swimming, cycling, and one of the ladies who helps to coach with Westbury Harriers, a lady called Pat Gallagher, who's been teaching there forever. I'm sure she won't mind me saying that. And she's a fantastic coach and a real inspiration to the youngsters. So I think Pat Gallagher would be my unsung hero.
So there you go. There's our first nomination. However, to properly nominate Pat, you'll have to go to this address, which is on your screen. It's bbc.co.uk/unsunghero, or call 0845 308 8000. Entries need to be in by Wednesday, everyone and Zara, okay?
Thank you.
Before you go off to Namibia.
Yeah, one of those jobs to do.
And before you do go off, you'll probably need some practice and hoping for a bit of wind. Ian's up on the roof. Any chance of good wind for Zara?
Well, I couldn't give a forecast for down there sort of off the cuff, but I would imagine it's a fairly consistent story. I mean, certainly here, the winds aren't going to be an issue as we head on into tomorrow. Quite a chilly story, actually, developing up here tonight. And in fact,